Good morning. I am Kevin Price. Delighted to be with you. Going to spend some time talking to you about you and your business. We're going to tee it off with my good friend William Edmundson with Abbey Executive Suites. I'm a client. I'm a fan. And you know what? If you spend some time kicking your tires, you would be too. I think it's such a timely company in the times we're living in, and a business that allows businesses of all sizes. People generally think of small companies when they think of executive suites, but if you look closer, particularly at Abbey, that's not always the case. It allows businesses of all sizes to focus on their business and not on where their business takes space, and I think that's so important. William, good to have you on. How are you, sir?
I'm doing well. Thank you. Great to be on again.
Early on, do you want to mention Abbey.com? That's ABBY.com. What do you got for us today?
Well, I wanted to talk a little bit about Abbey and some of the things that we do that are different than experiences you might have, whether it be commercial space or even with some of our competitors.
Okay, very good. Well, tee that off.
Well, you know, a lot of people may or may not know about Abbey, but Kevin, what we do, as you know, is we've been in business for over 30 years, and we provide office and workspace spaces for people, whether they're a big company and need a branch office, whether they're the attorney starting out his own office, solopreneurs, whatever it may be. We've got offices ready to go. We can have you in an office, if not the same day, the next day, whatever you need. And then we also have a big market with people who may work out of their home or maybe aren't quite ready to make that leap to an office yet, Kevin. Mm-hmm. We call those virtual offices, and they're packages that begin with simply a mail package, so you can get your mail at our address, at a big reputable building, good address like 2425 West Loop South.
My favorite.
Yeah, your favorite. You know that address. Some people want a Greenway Plaza location. We've got a lot of people who want to have an address in the energy corridor simply to have credibility. And we have companies from all over the world that merely have either a single office or maybe they just have one of our virtual plans so they can have that established address in Houston.
Which of your locations is the most fully occupied right now?
Gosh, Kevin, we've got a number of them that are completely full, and that I think is a result of a few things. One is this kind of concept works well for people because you can be flexible, you can grow, you can go the other way if you need to. For example, we've got tax companies that need additional space certain times of the year, but only during that time of the year. You can't do that with a building. A building is not going to have space available for you to do that. You take a look at some of our locations that are very full right now because of the good addresses we have. And it's your reputation on the line. It's your business. You don't want to have a bad address. I know you and I joked before about you don't want your home address, the 1313 Mockingbird Lane. That business address really shows who you are and puts out a projection about what does your company represent.
It's so funny. You and I think so much alike. I was just going to say, I recently looked at your locations, and you still don't have any on 1313 Mockingbird Lane. And so I was just about to say that. You just took the wind underneath my wings, I guess. So that's awesome. So, yeah, and I agree with that, now more than ever. And there was something clever about the time of the You've Got Mail era, the movie You've Got Mail, where people still had, where advanced technology was a 52K modem, right. And that nice whistling noise they made as you waited with great anticipation for You've Got Mail, then meeting at Starbucks, in which they allude to that, was still kind of a cool concept. That lasted a whopping 6 months, maybe a year, not so much anymore. Now it says it's indicative of you in the wrong way of how you conduct yourself.
Yeah, well, things come in style and go out of style. We all remember the big shoulder pads that the ladies had in their dresses. We remember mullets. There are a lot of things that maybe made sense for people at the time, but they just don't work with your image as you move forward.
Yeah, no question about it. It's a very great company. I love what you guys are doing over there And I want to encourage people to learn more about it. And the thing that's awesome about it is that it's a great place for businesses all over the country. You know, and we know we've got listeners, thanks to usdealerreview.com, literally all over the world, you know, some of which want to expand into the entrepreneurial capital of the world, which I consider Houston, Texas to be.
Absolutely.
And so they can, you know, start your expansion in a virtual office. You know, you don't have to actually have a suite. Who cares if your office is in Chicago or New York? Or go ahead and get the single office and have a couple of sales guys in there develop this location. But what better place would there be than an executive suite to start that?
Absolutely. You know, people may or may not know this, but you don't have to sign up for a year at a time with us. We've got different terms. What we do, Kevin, is we try to act as business consultants for prospective clients, and what that means is we find out what your business needs are, and we're not there to sell you the highest price package we have or the fully furnished corner office. You know, if that meets your needs, we're glad to do that. But, you know, we actually have had times where we explain to somebody that maybe what they need now is they just need a virtual office rather than the full office. Maybe they just need a mail package, or maybe it's the other way around.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because, you know, we want to help people be successful with their business.
Do you have any locations on 0001 Cemetery Lane? I'm curious.
No, not at this point.
Yeah, that's the original Addams Family address, which, you know, when they made the movie, you know, movies screw things up. It became 1313 Cemetery Lane. How's that for originality?
Yeah, that sounds like another address I've heard of.
Yeah. But no, you're not going to find any of those at Abbey. Just some of the most prestigious addresses here in not only Houston, but all your locations. You know, when we have people here in Houston who may be considering expanding into other parts of this state or country, I know you have a great presence in Dallas now. Yeah,
we do. We've got some fantastic locations there. One of them is in the northern part of town, which is just so incredibly hot now, just north of the Galleria. People really, really like that location. We also have one that actually President Bush is in the building that we're in kind of on the northern end of the Park Cities, for those of you familiar with Dallas. But fantastic location, excellent building, just surrounded by amenities. I love going there to visit. Yep. I got to wrap it up. Other locations include San Antonio and New Orleans. You can check them all out at Abbey.com. You can get more information by contacting Abbey at Abbey.com. And the number to call? Yes, you can reach us at 888-785-8800. Once more, that's 888-785-8800. And do me a favor and let us know that you heard about us on The Price of Business. We'll do it. Thanks so much for being with us. Hey, thank you. William Edmundson, as always, here on The Price of Business. And when we come back, more for you right after this.